Hey, Grownups, we've all seen it. Everyone in the house on their own devices, doing their own thing. And especially during long summer days, it can be tough to find something active and screen-based that actually brings everyone together. That's why I want to tell you about Nex Playground. It's a new kind of game system that's 100% motion-driven. No controllers, no wearables, just full body movement and play. It gets kids and grown-ups up, moving, and laughing together. There are games featuring favorite characters like Barbie, Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, and Gabby's Dollhouse. And the best part? It's designed specifically for families. No ads, no in-app purchases, and no mature content. Just safe, active fun. If you're looking for something to keep everyone engaged and off the couch, check out nexplayground.com. That's NEX playground.com.
Hi, Trailblazers.
I'm Rebecca Cunningham.
I'm Nina, and this is Girl Tales,
a kids podcast packed with girl power and stories where every child's voice matters. This is our last episode of Season 7. I cannot believe Girl Tales has made it to 7 seasons. Thank you all so much for listening this season. For those of you who helped make some of our stories, for the ones that pitched in on Patreon or joined the Girl Tales Club or got a shout out or just invited us into your homes, into your car rides. Those of you who listened every day, every week, or even if you just popped in for one story. It means so much to me. It means so much to the rest of the team. The Tailblazers, their grown-ups, their siblings, all of you. You are all such incredible people. It's such an honor to have you in our lives. And we are so fortunate that we get to do this, that we get to make stories. It's something I dreamed of as a kid. And you all make that possible. And I can't thank you enough. Before we get started, I'd like to wish a very happy 6th birthday to Lincoln. And a very happy 6th birthday to Molly Allen. Molly and Lincoln, thank you both so much for listening to Girl Tales. I hope your birthday is just wonderful. Now, for the last story of the season. Today's story is an adaptation of a story actually written by Tailblazers who attended our Kennedy Center event in Washington, D.C. And their story was based on a photograph taken by world-famous street photographer Vivian Maier. I'll read the original story after this story is over, and I'll post the photograph that their story is based off of on our Instagram at Girl Tales. This is the Saltwater Sea Monster. Enjoy! I'd like to tell you about some friends of mine, but I'm not going to be the only person who tells this story today. There are lots of different perspectives. First, there's Nessie, known to most as the Loch Ness Monster, though I would like to clarify that Nessie does not identify as a monster. She's a sea dragon. She spends half the year here in Freshwater Lake. Would you like to say hi, Nessie?
Hello!
Nessie spends the other half of the year in Loch Ness, a lake in Scotland. She travels through a network of underground waterways called the Glimmer Path that connects lakes throughout the globe and are invisible to humans like you and me.
It sounds like it'd be a long trip, aye. But I get to and from quicker than you can say shiny crown.
Oh, right. Nessie is also obsessed with anything shiny. That is important to remember.
Did you forget that wee detail, Rebecca?
I could never.
Good lass.
Many people think of Nessie as a mythical creature, something made up, an illusion. But she's very real, as you can see, or Hear for yourself.
As real as the nose on your head, I am.
She only shows herself to those who truly believe in her and would keep her safe.
Aye, though I've made a few mistakes here and there. Some folks just want to snap a photo, plaster my face all over the internet, magazines, tea towels, you name it. And do they offer me even a wee shiny thing in return? Not a chance.
Oh, that reminds me. Here is a shiny barrette I found in my medicine cabinet.
Ooh, shiny. Thank you. Anyway, that's why I mostly stick to freshwater and Loch Ness. Folks in those lands believe in me proper. They care for me, not just what I look like on a postcard.
I actually wanted to tell a story about a time you strayed from freshwater and Loch Ness.
The one about Marceline. That's the best and bonniest story of my life. Go on then.
Marceline is the other friend I wanted to tell you all about. You might remember her from the story where she rubbed a shiny gold circle, the seal of Salome, on the bottom of a seashell and accidentally summoned a genie. I met her during a family trip to the charming and magical little seaside town of Saltwater. Her dad, Joe, ran a popular seafood restaurant called Joe's Seafood Shack, and she sold seashells at a little folding table on the boardwalk.
Marceline always had the entrepreneurial spirit, just like her mom.
The thing is, she never knew that. She knew nothing about her mom, not even what she looked like. You see, her mom left when she was just a baby, and her dad never wanted to speak about her. Not one word.
That must have been so difficult for the wee lass.
During the day, she was too busy to think about it, really. She went to school, fished with her dad, collected and sold seashells, and helped out at the restaurant. But at night, she'd dream about her mom. Right as she was about to hug her, she'd wake up in a cold sweat, never quite reaching her. She'd sit up and stare out her window. From there, she could see the ocean, calm and dark, a place that was vast and mysterious, but always felt like home to Marceline. In her periphery was the saltwater lighthouse. Its light would spin slowly, shining through her window, then out over the sea, then back again. Like it was calling out to someone, or searching for them. Some nights, if Marceline really couldn't fall back asleep, she'd sneak out of her home and make her way to the lighthouse, treading quietly down the stairs in her nightgown and slippers, with a flashlight in her hand. With the stars overhead and the waves lapping along the shore, she'd tiptoe down a sandy path lined with beach grass and thorny scrubs. When she got to the lighthouse, she'd knock softly on the big wooden door. After a moment, the door would creak open, and there stood Ida Muffet. Marceline had known Ida her whole life. Ida was tall and strong with broad shoulders. She always wore carpenter pants, thick woolen sweaters, and tall rain boots that made squishy sounds when she walked. Her blondish gray hair was tightly wrapped in a bun at the base of her neck, and she kept a pipe in her mouth at all times, though Marceline never saw her light it. Ida Muffet was the saltwater lighthouse caretaker. She lived at the bottom of the lighthouse in a circular room with warm blankets piled onto a twin-sized bed, shelves of books about the creatures of the sea, a wooden rocking chair, and a stove where a kettle was always ready to make tea for Marceline when she arrived.
Don't forget the cat.
Oh yes, the black cat named Little Miss, or Little Miss Muffet, Ida's companion. To ease her mind, Ida would tell Marceline stories as Little Miss sat and purred in Marceline's lap. She'd tell tales of the characters that came ashore, guided only by the beam of the saltwater lighthouse.
There were pirates with thick beards, sailors who had travelled the world 10 times over, and adventurers from faraway lands with maps inked into their arms.
Ida would say.
And sometimes there were sea monsters, Giant creatures that lived in parts of the ocean humans had never dared to go. There was one particular sea monster that would only show up at night. Its body was long, and the way it moved perfectly matched the curvature of the waves. No one had ever seen it. But one night, while I sat atop the lighthouse, I swear on little Miss's life, its eyes flashed at me as the light passed over the water.
That must have been so cool, Marceline whispered in awe.
I thought so, but when I headed into town the next day to tell everyone what I saw, they wouldn't believe me.
You need more rest, Ida.
Being cooped up in that lighthouse all day and all night is getting to you,
they'd say to me. That's all I heard over and over. But your dad, he didn't laugh.
He believed you?
He didn't doubt me as much as the others, but he was in better spirits in those days. There was a woman who had come to help out at the restaurant, and to put it bluntly, your dad was in love.
Ew, gross.
I know. It's hard to think of your dad as young once, but he was. And this woman, Vanessa, had him head over heels. He thought there was something magical about her. She got the restaurant in order too, changed the menu, made sure only the freshest catch went on the plate, painted the place, scrubbed it top to bottom, even made the sparkly sign that still hangs out front. That was all her.
Really?
Really.
So, what happened to her?
That was the thing about Vanessa. She was a bit of a mystery. She was there during the day, but at night she'd disappear. Your dad never knew where she went. Then she'd show back up again like nothing happened. It bothered your dad, but not enough to stop loving her. And don't get me wrong, she loved him too, fiercely. But while they were falling in love and running the restaurant, other people started to spot that sea monster I was telling you about. People were heading out at night with flashlights, hoping to catch a glimpse. Some were curious, even excited. Others, they were terrified of it. One night, someone lit a sparkler, thinking it would scare the creature off. But instead it came closer, almost like the sparklers called to it.
It kept coming back?
Night after night. Eventually, everyone gathered in the town hall to come up with a plan to get rid of it, once and for all.
We'll catch it with a fishing net and haul it out to the depths of the sea where it belongs. I say we harpoon it like we used to do back in the old whaling days.
That's awful. The sea monster didn't do anything to them.
I thought so too. But only 3 people were sticking up for the monster. Your dad, Vanessa, and I. We were outnumbered. Now may I tell my version of the story?
Of course, Nessie.
I was a young sea dragon, just turned 200.
That's like 21 in human years.
Aye, I was finally ready to leave Loch Ness for the first time and make my way on the Glimmer Path, my first solo journey. Now my mum, stern as she is, warned me, stick to the Glimmer Path, Nessie, stay away from humans, they don't take kindly to our kind. But I'll be honest, humans have always fascinated me. I wanted to know what it was like to talk to one, or even better, to be one. Of course, I could never tell her that, so I promised her I would behave and would be sure to give her a ring on the Dragon's Echo when I found a safe, quiet loch to spend my summer in.
The Dragon's Echo is like a sea dragon's telephone. It's waterproof.
Correct. Well, there I was, gliding on the Glimmer Path, when I saw a bright beam of light making slow circles in the sky. I thought it was interesting, so I swam up to figure out what it was. I looked around and realised I was in the ocean. I had never been in the open sea before, just Loch Ness and the confines of the Glimmer Path. The ocean was vast and scary. I wanted to go back and forget about the circling light. But then another thing caught my eye. It was shiny. I was scared, but you know me. I can't resist anything with a shimmer. So I took a deep breath and swam over to the shiny thing. It was a shell. I picked it up with my mouth and I saw
the seal of Salome, the same emblem that Marceline had rubbed years later on the bottom of that very shell and conjured Ginny the genie.
I didn't rub it though. Something about it felt off. I threw it back and turned around to head back to the glimmer path. But when I turned around, there she was.
Salome the Sea Witch.
She was a beautiful older woman wearing a dark cloak that floated in the water like kelp. On the hood, I could see the shiny gold seal I had just seen on the shell. I see you found my shell. Oh, was that yours? Well, I was just having a look. You can keep it. Leave it be. That shell holds the seal of Salome. When someone rubs it, a genie appears and grants 3 wishes. A genie, you say? Oh, well, in that case... But lucky for you, you don't need a genie. I'm Salome the Sea Witch, and I can grant you a wish myself. I'm Nessie the Sea Dragon. Nice to meet you. What's in it for you? Not a thing. I just like helping others. Well, there is one thing. I have always wondered what it might be like to be a human, even just for a little while. Your wish is my command, but it comes with some rules. What are they? You can only be a human during the day. When night falls, you must return to the sea and reclaim your true form. Sounds like the best of both worlds to me. And you cannot tell a soul that you're a sea dragon. The spell depends on secrecy. That should be manageable.
So Salome cast her spell, and Nessie transformed into a human woman, 21 in human years. She followed the light beam up above to a small coastal town called Saltwater. And it was there that she met a kind-eyed fisherman with a scraggly beard named Joe. He just opened up a restaurant in town, and it wasn't doing well. It was dingy, and he had a hard time bringing in customers.
I told him my name was Vanessa. That is what Nessie is short for, after all. During the day, I helped him clean and cook and serve the few customers who wandered in. At night, I'd return to the sea and become my usual sea dragon self. I loved being a human, and I loved Joe. In time, we got married and had a baby together. A beautiful, perfect baby. I kept my promise to the Sea Witch, and I never told Joe that I was a sea dragon. Everything was going so well, I didn't want to ruin it. Even when I was a sea dragon, I thought the people of Saltwater liked me. They'd come to the beach at night and light sparklers. I thought they must know I love shiny things. They must have truly cared for me. But then came the town hall meeting. They didn't care for me at all. The people who loved me as a human during the day wanted to banish me, harpoon me like I was some kind of monster. After that, I knew I couldn't stay, no matter how much I wanted to. So one night, I kissed Joe and the baby goodbye while they slept. I walked out of our little home, past the lighthouse, and disappeared into the sea. It broke my heart, but it was the only way to protect them.
Joe never learned who Vanessa truly was, and he never knew why she left. But he never stopped hoping that she might come back. So he spent his days taking care of their baby, running the restaurant, and fishing. But he never spoke a word of her. He thought it would be easier for his daughter, easier for him. But that night in the lighthouse with Marceline and Ida Muffet and Little Miss, Marceline started to piece the puzzle together.
Ida? Was Vanessa my...
I can't lie to you anymore, Marceline. Your father made me and everyone else in town swear to never tell you. He thought he was protecting you, but it's keeping you awake at night and it's hurting you. So even if your dad never forgives me, I have to tell you. Vanessa is your mom.
But where is she? I have to find her.
Ida didn't say a word. She just looked through the lighthouse window out to the sea.
Vanessa was the sea monster, wasn't she?
I believe they prefer the term sea dragon. She never said it outright, but I suspect she was.
Then, does that mean I'm a sea dragon too?
At least partly. According to these books here, they travel in a network of waterways called the Glimmer Path, invisible to the human eye.
So if I could find the Glimmer Path, I could find her.
I think you'd have to be in your sea dragon form for that to work.
But I don't have a sea dragon form, Ida.
In that moment, Little Miss jumped out of Marceline's lap. The lighthouse started to shimmer and shake.
Here she goes again.
Right in front of Marceline's eyes, Little Miss Muffet twisted and turned in midair and transformed into
Salome the Sea Witch.
Oh, hey, Marceline. Welcome back to Freshwater Lake.
Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Mom.
Hello, dear.
As it turns out, I do have a sea dragon form. I just had to ask Little Miss Muffet, or Salome the Sea Witch, for some help. She showed me how to transform into a sea dragon. She helped me find the Glimmer Path, and from there I found my mom. And now I can shift between sea dragon and human whenever I want. We visit Dad in Saltwater all the time. He knows now. He knows Vanessa was Nessie all along. And he apologized for not telling me about her. And when he saw her again, he cried. A lot. The people of Saltwater have also all apologized to Nessie and realized just how friendly she was and how much they cared for her. We spend summers here in Freshwater, and every year we visit Mom in Loch Ness. Oh, and by we, I mean me and my kids. Hi!
I'm a grandma.
So, that's our story for the day. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, if you don't mind, I have a shiny beret to add to my treasure pile. Ta-ta now.
Bye! Bye!
And now for the original story that this story was based off of, written by Tailblazers in Washington, D.C. I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. Her name is Amelia. She loved sailing and going on boats, but overall, she loved the water. She walked down to the beach and she saw people gathering up near boats. And then Nessie jumped out of the water. Everyone stopped and stared. Amelia said, "Oh, hey, Nessie." Everyone was shocked that Amelia knew Nessie. Amelia saw the villagers line up the beach to scare Nessie with sparklers. Amelia jumped on Nessie's back. The villagers all gasped, and Little Miss Muffet said, "Get away, child. That's a monster." Then Amelia said, "No, she's not a monster. She's my mom, and her name is Nessie." Then they swam away to their secret island where all the other monsters lived, and they would be welcome. That was The Sea Monster of Saltwater, written by Rebecca Cunningham, based on a story by Tailblazers in Washington, D.C., inspired by a photograph by Vivian Meyer, performed by Rebecca Cunningham and Tessa Flannery, produced by Megan Bagala, executive produced by Rebecca Cunningham. Girl Tales is a Cordelia Studios production. Grownups, you can get access to ad-free episodes of Girl Tales, as well as a range of other shows for the kids in your life by subscribing to Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to hear me narrate the original stories of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, head to patreon.com/girltales and join Team Sunnybrook or above. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, if you loved this story, share it with a friend. Thanks all so much for an awesome season. We'll see you in the fall. Oh, and remember, I believe in you.
There's a hill and a road and a path where I know you must go. Through the sun, wind, rain, or snow. But wherever you venture, you can always come home. 'Cause I trust your heart, I trust my heart, and I trust your mind, I trust my mind, and I trust the friends, I trust the friends I know you will find o'er the hill and on the road. So off you